Hello and welcome to Vision Academy. My name is Hanmant Sadhwa, and in this video we are going to write a program to print student details using array of structures in C. Let us write the preprocessor directives hash include in Angular brace. We'll write standard input output .h header file. The next preprocessor directive is hash include in Angular brace. We'll write console input output .h header file. Now we are going to write void main function, and then we'll use curly open brace, and inside the main function we are going to define a structure with the keyword called struct, and the name of this structure definition I'm going to give as student curly open brace. That indicates this is the beginning of body of a structure definition. Here I'm going to declare the various data types and their variables. For example, int roll number. Next we'll take int m1 marks 1, marks 2 and marks 3. Next we'll write float, and I'll calculate the percentage using per variable. So curly closing brace indicates this is the termination point of a structure definition. Now I'm going to create the object. If I write simply yes, then we are creating only one object. So whenever I say array of structure, then I can process more than one student information. For example, here in a square bracket I'm going to write 10. That indicates 10 students information can be processed. Now I'm going to declare some variables int I and total. So I want to perform m1 plus m2 plus m3 to find the total. Next n, like how many number of students information we want to process. Next we'll write CLR SCR function, which is used to clear the screen. Now we will ask the user to enter the number of students in a printf statement. Here in a double quotation mark I'm going to write enter the number of students. So end the double quotation mark and put semicolon, and we are going to receive the value from user through keyboard using scanf function. In a double quotation mark I'll write %d, put comma ampersand of n and semicolon. Here I'm going to write printf, and in a double quotation mark I'll write kindly provide the information of %d students /n, and the double quotation mark, put comma and value of n. Next we are going to receive values from the user one by one using for loop. So let us write for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, curly open brace. Next we'll write here printf, enter the roll number of student %d colon, and the double quotation mark, put comma I plus 1. For the first time I is 0, 0 plus 1 gives me 1. So next put semicolon. We'll receive the value from the user through keyboard using scanf statement. In a double quotation mark we'll write %d format specifier, and the double quotation mark, put comma ampersand of s of I. So because here we have taken object as s, so s of I for the first time it is 0, s of 0, correct. S dot is a member access specifier, roll number is member of the structure definition. So in order to access the members of the structure definition, we have to use the dot member access operator. So next put semicolon. Again we'll write printf statement to ask the user to enter the subject marks. Here I'm going to write enter the subject 1 marks, and the double quotation, put semicolon. Next I'll receive the value for m1. So in a double quotation mark %d ampersand s of I dot m1. m1 is member of the structure definition. So next we'll ask one more time the next subject marks. Enter the subject 2 marks, and the double quotation mark, put semicolon, scanf statement. In a double quotation mark %d again ampersand s of I dot m2, that is second subject marks. Next third subject marks, we'll write printf. In the double quotation mark, we'll write enter the subject 3 marks. So end the double quotation mark, we'll write scanf statement percentage d ampersand s of I dot m3 and put semicolon. So next curly closing brace for this opening for loop. Next after inserting, we have to print the same information onto the console. So for that, what we need to do, so here I'm going to write again printf statement. So in a double quotation mark, I'm going to write hyphens. I want to represent information in the form of table. Next, I'm going to write printf statement. In a double quotation mark, I'll write roll number /t, that gives the horizontal tab space. Next, I'll write subject 1 /t, subject 2 /t, subject 3 /t. Next, I want to calculate percentage. So percentage /n, and the double quotation mark, put semicolon. Next, we'll use for loop. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. Next curly open brace, and here we are going to calculate the total. So here we'll write total is equal to, I'll write s of I dot m1 plus s of I dot m2 plus s of I dot m3 and put semicolon. Next, I want to calculate the percentage. For that, what I need to write, s of I dot percentage PR is equal to, so total divided by number of students. Next, we'll printf percentage d /t, percentage d /t, percentage d /t, percentage d /t, and now percentage f /n, and the double quotation mark. And here I'm going to write s of I dot roll number first. Next comma s of I dot m1 marks of the first subject. Next s of I dot m2 comma s of I dot m3 and put, sorry, here comma and one more percentage we need to write, s of I dot per and put semicolon. So curly closing brace for this iterative statement for. Next, I'm going to write printf, and here in the double quotation mark, I'm going to again type hyphens /n and the double quotation mark, and now I'll write get ch function and curly closing brace for main function. Now let us take an example when we compile and run the program. It will ask the user to enter the number of students. Here I'm going to write output, enter the number of students. Next, I'm going to enter, for example, 2. I want to insert 2 students information. So n value is 2. Next, so it is going to print kindly provide the information of percentage d students. So it is going to print kindly provide the information of percentage d n consisting of what? 2. So 2 students. Next, here you can see we have got iterative statement to receive the information. So up to here, correct? Yes. So now, so it will ask the user to enter the roll number of percentage d students. So here I'll write enter number of student percentage d. I for the first time it is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. Next scanf, so it is going to receive the roll number. For example, here I am going to enter roll number 1. Next, it will ask the user to enter the subject 1 mark. Enter the subject 1 marks. Here I am going to write, for example, 60. Next, so it is going to enter 60 in M1. Next, it is going to ask enter the subject 2 marks. And now I'm going to enter, for example, 65. Next, it will ask the user to enter the subject 3 marks. Now, for example, I'm going to enter 70 and this one will be stored in M3. Correct? Yes. Next, after receiving the information, that is the information of the first student. So how many students information that we need to put here? 2 students. So again, control transfers to for loop by incrementing the value of I by 1, and it is going to print the same set of statements once again. So here it is going to ask the user to enter the roll number of student 2, and here I'm going to enter the roll number as 2. Next I'm going to enter the subject 1 marks. For example, I'll enter 50. Next it will ask the user to enter the subject 2 marks. Here I'm going to enter again 50. Next it will ask the user to enter the subject 3 marks. Now I'm going to enter, for example, 60. So after receiving the 2 students information, so it is going to go for printf, and this particular statement will get executed. So what it is going to print here, it is going to print, here you can see it is going to print this dotted line. So dotted line in the form of table, right? So dotted line, and after that roll number tab space, correct? So here it is going to print roll number tab space, it leaves some space, subject 1, next tab space, subject 2, tab space, subject 3, and next we have got is percentage. Yes. So here if you want, you can write one more printf statement and dotted line, so that we'll get dotted line over here. Here one more dotted line you can print. Next, here you can see through this iteration, so we are going to calculate total S of I, that is first student marks of first subject, second subject, and third subject will be added, and it will be initialized to total. So here in this case it is 60 plus 65 plus 70. So 60 plus 65 is 125, 125 plus 70 is 195. So 195 will be stored as total, but we are not going to print that one. So here S of I dot percentage is equal to total divided by n. So here it will be calculating 195 divided by 3. So in the second student's information, so it is going to add 50 plus 50, 100, 100 plus 60 is 160 divided by 3. So whatever the percentage that we are going to get, it will be printed over here, right? Yes. So next S of I, and after that you can see here percentage D. Percentage D is associated with S of I roll number. So it is going to print here roll number 1. Next subject 1. Subject 1 consisting of what? 60. First subject marks, second subject marks 65, and third subject marks is 70. And 195 divided by 3 you can calculate. So what percentage you are going to get? You are going to get that percentage over here. And next roll number 2. Next marks of the first subject, that is 50. Second subject marks is also 50, and the third subject marks is 60, and 160 divided by 3. So whatever the percentage you are going to get, that will be printed over here. Next, here you can see it has got printf and dotted line. So what it prints here, after printing 2 students information, it is going to print these dots over here. So it is in the form of table. So let us compile and run this program. For that I will take you to my laptop screen.
Here you can see I have already written this program in Turbo C++ compiler. Let us compile this program by pressing Alt F9. Here it is showing success. That means there is no syntax error. Let us press enter. Now let us execute this program by pressing Ctrl F9. Here it is asking the user to enter the number of students. For example, I am going to enter 2 and then press enter. Now it is asking kindly provide the information of 2 students. Enter the roll number of student 1. Here I am going to enter roll number as 1 and press enter. Now it is asking enter the subject 1 marks. For example, I am going to enter 60 Then it is asking enter the subject 2 marks. Now I'm going to enter 65 and enter the subject 3 marks. It is asking. Now I'm going to press 70 and press enter. The next iteration takes place and it is asking the second use student's information, that is enter the roll number of student 2. For example, I'm going to enter 2, then it is asking enter the subject 1 marks. For example, I'm going to enter 50, subject 2 marks, I'm going to enter 50 once again, enter the subject 3 marks. Now I'm going to enter 60 and press enter. Here you can see it is showing roll number, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 and percentage in the form of table. I hope you understood this program. If so, please write down in the comment box as understood. Thank you.